we reduce the side chicks from like anytime I want to be with them to being cut down to once a month.
He's learning to become a little more selfless.
I picked a better place.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91. We're talking to you guys about Couples Retreat Season 2. I'm really interested and really excited to actually review this show. Season 1 was a banger. I didn't get to finish it, but this time we will finish it this time round. We're going to talk a little bit about Michael Blackson and Rada and their relationship. I want to say this straight. If you give someone an inch, they're going to take an absolute mile. And in this case, this is so true. And what's interesting is that Ronnie DeVoe and his wife, Ronnie DeVoe and Shamari, they actually advised them about bringing another couple into a relationship and how it actually can affect your relationship. But we'll do that in another video. I want to deal specifically with this too right now. The fact that Rada has given him an option to have a woman once a month is about control, which she has no control over. Eventually, he's going to do it whatever he wants, whenever he wants. But let's discuss that in the course of this video. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. Like it, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. Before we get the show kicking off, let's get the intro going. Little Blacks, you know what time it is. All right, cool. Let's talk a little bit about dealing with Michael Blackson and his particular partner. I want to just kind of get this going. Let's have a look.
Then Yandy and Mendici picked last time.
You sure did. This is much better.
This is more of a retreat.
There's no wild animals.
Even though we are engaged, we still definitely...
Now, one thing I wanted to notice straight away, first and foremost, is a lot about body language as well. I like to look at that in terms of couples. And on the show as well, they kind of give everybody a little bit of a reel at the very beginning. And I think it's very telling. Of course, later on, body language changes and everything, but what's interesting is the way that these two are sitting straight away. First and foremost, as you can see, shoulders are aligned, touching. They're in the same alignment, you know. They're not necessarily holding hands, but that's not a big deal. Their shoulders are touching, which means they are comfortable with the physical space. They are comfortable with physicality amongst one another. When it comes to physical touch, they are cool. And this is also an indication oftentimes of where they are emotionally, because if you can touch, that often means that emotionally we're probably in also a fairly decent, good place. I think she's happy enough with the situation, happy enough with the relationship, even though there is a big ass elephant in the room. The big ass elephant in the room is you trying to control something you cannot control. You accepting something that I don't know if you really are happy to accept. What is that elephant? The elephant in the room is that Michael Blackson, okay, is having side chicks who you know about, who you're allowing. Okay, cool. But you don't seem to be very comfortable with that, because now you want to shift it to being, okay, so long as he doesn't treat these side chicks very well, so long as he doesn't give these side chicks time, so long as obviously now we've got to a new place, so long as these side chicks are once a month, I'm cool. But all of that is a power grab to make you feel in control of the dynamic that you've got in the situation. You're not in control. You gave him an inch. He's taken a mile. You've taken it back down to maybe less than a mile, but it's going back to a mile again. Because you can't, his whole argument now is, what you're trying to tell me, I can't be kind to these women? Look, listen to what he's saying. He's already got his way where he can have women once a month. It's gone down from women anytime to women once a month. Okay, and now it's got to a point where he's even saying, "What? I can't be kind." You're saying you want it not to be. Why just be kind and show time, give time to these women? And he's like, what's the big deal behind that? Why do you not think this? Why do you think his brain is not thinking like that? His brain is not wired to think like that right now. You don't need to be there, Rada. If you can't handle this, if you can't handle this arrangement which you made, which you said you think is a real arrangement, then my friend, exit this thing. You should have exited in season 1. I don't want to get mad if, you know, we haven't sorted out this issue. There is no issue. The issue is simply that he's got side chicks, which you said you agree with. That's not marriage. Okay? That's not marriage. We are not kings and queens. We are not in a desperation of populating the whole entire world. We are in a thriving state at this moment. Okay? There is no need for the situation to be the way it is with Rada and Michael Blackson.
Need a lot of things to work on. Marriage is a whole different thing. You know, you got to make sure it's right before you go down the aisle.
Exactly, because I'm not getting another divorce.
We have
So interesting enough, she says obviously she's not going to get another divorce, but marriage is a very real thing for them. And I'm so confused. What are we getting married for? Let's leave it as it is. You know, let's leave it as it is. You know, like listen, you know, like babe, like at the end of the day, fam, you guys are having enjoyment. You know, you're having your open relationship, or sorry, to a degree, you're allowing him to have side chicks. Don't even go and get married. It will only ruin the situation more, because the expectations seem to grow through the word marriage. I'm telling you, stay where you are. Rada, Michael Blackson, don't bother getting married. You're talking about getting things in order. Side chicks are not the order of marriage. Well, at least the original conception of what marriage is. Side chicks are not meant to be that. Now, someone might quote and say, well, you know, in the Bible, Abraham had a side chick. And look what happened. And look what happened. Oh, but Jacob had a side. And look what's happened. Every time a man takes another wife, look what happens. It doesn't end well. It never does. Okay? I can't think of a situation in the Bible where someone has a side chick and it actually goes well. I can't think of another man having a second, third wife where it goes well. I can't think of one. I can't think of any. King David? No, I can't think. How did that go? Oh, his son ended up wanting to kill or sleep with all his concubines and wives. Okay. Solomon has 700 that led him away from God. Okay. All right. Where does it work? You know what I mean? Where does this thing work? Right? It doesn't. Having side chicks, other women, it doesn't work. It sounds beautiful to have as a harem. You know, it sounds beautiful to have these women at your beck and call whenever you feel like. But that's not marriage. It better yet, you better stay as you are right now, rather than risking it. You're gonna have another divorce.
a bunch of people come in. Hopefully, they got more issues than us.
Every time you look at me.
Michael Blackson would love that, wouldn't he? They would have more problems than him, because then that would take the spotlight off of his shenanigans, right? But the truth of the matter is, you know, it's unfortunate because they've allowed this relationship to go to the level it is, and it's accepting of poverty in I call it a poverty of emotional security, right? Because this is not what we want to see, right? It's not what you really want, but you're willing to accept it because of the lifestyle and the money that he brings and the security he brings. If that's what you accept, honey, I need you to keep quiet. I need you to accept it and go along with it. Okay? Stop trying to wrestle for power, because every time you wrestle for power, you cause a peace to decease from the relationship. Be peaceful, accept the arrangement that we've got and go along with it and keep quiet. Otherwise, it is time to change the narrative. This is not the relationship for you, because he's not going to change for you.
We thought there was something special about each of their relationship that we could learn from.
Look, your side bitches are sailing away in that boat. Bye, bitches. Bye.
Now, if she was so comfortable, she would have never made that joke. I'll be honest with you. If she was really comfortable with us having the side chicks in a relationship, she would never make that joke. That joke was a real joke. Look, your side chicks are so floating away. We know why you're saying that. You're not comfortable with the side chick situation. And darling, why are you pretending to do so? You want to sell your soul for money? You want to sell your soul for finances? Now, when I say sell your soul, what I really mean by that is you want to accept a situation that doesn't seemingly benefit you emotionally because you're in turmoil within your own self, but you're accepting it because there's security financially. What? Because he's funny? Don't get it twisted. Yeah, he's funny. Y'all have a crazy connection. I agree. But a whole relationship cannot just exist on he's funny, he's amazing, I love him, he talks good, we talk good and we get along, and he has money and security. I feel in that way when you're not feeling safe in an aspect of the relationship. The reason why you're not going into marriage is because you don't feel some safety in some regard from your end, rather. Right? I don't think he wants to get married. I don't think he really needs to get married, to be honest. He doesn't feel like he needs to. But rather, for you, why aren't you necessarily going there just yet? You want to, don't you? Right? But because there is something not quite right. There is a missing piece to your safety emotionally that needs to be considered before you go into this marriage. You're going to go into this marriage and get divorced again, because you're not learning and looking at the red flags. I'm probably being a bit harsh, I think, a little bit on Rada. I just want her to open her eyes and see, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way.
Don't come back.
This is what we needed without the.
So yeah, I know she said obviously don't come back, and I was gonna there's an important part there, but I think with this situation, you see how that she is almost subtly kind of showing her disapproval for what she's seeing. Let's have a little look, go for a bit forward. I just want to go here.
Clown at this point.
Wait a minute. So when you guys get married, you're still gonna have the same situation? They're not getting.
Now, what's interesting is that she said, "I feel so silly right now. I feel so stupid right now. Embarrassed right now. Why? Because he's having other women, or because he's not telling you that he's having these other women, but you agree to have once a month women now because that gave you a sense of control. Listen, darling, you've given him an inch. He's going to take the whole entire mile. Giving a man this room to go and have sex with other women, okay, more than likely it's going to push him to the edge where he's going to say to himself, why can't I just do whatever I want to do? Since already she already gave me my way in terms of having other women, why can't I just do what I want to do and have my own way? Why can't I do that? That's what he's going to be saying to himself.
No, because you
Like,
guys
that's
are
crazy.
not
That's not-
unequally yoked. You guys, don't feel the same way. Like, you don't want to continue on with that. So it's no way that that's going to work out.
Oops. Da-da-doo, da-doo, ooh, da-da-doo, doo-doo. And that's Shamari coming through because she's also experienced this and gone through something similar. And I said, I will deal with Shamari and Rendezvous in another video. And I'll deal specifically with another separate video attaining to what they were talking about. But clearly, as she has said here, she's not comfortable, as they're pointing out, with this arrangement. So you're not going to be comfortable in marriage. You are ignoring only one person to blame, not Michael Baxton, because he doesn't mind going on the way he is. It's going to be you, Rada. This is what I'm saying about people taking accountability. Stop looking at someone else's behavior and look at your own. Why am I willing to ignore the red flags just for this particular love? Point blank in question. We'll answer that maybe in another video. But listen, like, share, subscribe. We're going to talk about the rest of the other couples in other videos. Make sure you check them out as well. Do me a massive favor. Use the link down below in the description and vote for myself as well. We need your votes, free or whether it's actually paid for. We appreciate you either way. But go and vote on the link down below, and we appreciate you as well. Much love and appreciation. We'll see you again soon.
Little black, you know what time.